What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're about to break down Thursday night football. Rams hosting the Saints. Rams 4-point favorite. And as always, go down, like, and subscribe before we jump into it, and comment your picks and your bets for this Thursday night Amazon Prime matchup. I'm Paul, pick 'em, win 'em, and I'm joined with.
Hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev, Water Busted Boy, aka the Don P. Wiley, always known as the realest on your screen. But Paul, man, I got this bag. You know what's in this bag?
Who's in that bag, Kev?
What separates us from greatness.
And what's in that bag? What's
What
going in the
separates
bag?
us from greatness? Hey, but don't worry, I got us. Whatever separates from greatness, I got us right here in this bag. Don't worry, I got us. I got us. Hey,
You
but
know.
that's still one of the coolest speeches I've heard. I have to love James. I can hate the Saints as much as I want. I can hate them as an organization, but I love James Winston. That boy is a clown, but he's a clown in a good way.
Yeah, pure comedic jester.
Literally, and motivating at the same time, inspiring.
Yeah, it gets it's one of them like the dramedies. Like they got the drama, but it's still funny.
He's the homie that you can like count on to there's certain things and it's like I can only bring like a certain amount of dudes and it's like he's one of the homies that can come through on some professional shit. Like you can bring him to every function. All right, James, I know you can slide. Come on.
Yeah, man. But it sucks that he doesn't start. But for him to be the way he is
I don't.
and doesn't start, like you don't see that out of backups. Like they sit there, they shut their mouth and play their role.
Mhm. And don't get me wrong. I think a lot of backups are they're more behind the scenes. So like they probably are in the mix a lot more than we may know. But I think Jameis Winston is just a very just high energy, just adding he just adds value to everything he does because of his personality. He does it without trying. So I fuck with Jameis. But it's all love over here. What we got
Perfect.
coming what we got going on today, Paul?
Rams hosting the Saints, 4-point favorite at home. The Rams are. Both teams need a win. Both sitting at 7-7 in the NFC wild card, where basically 7-7 gets you in, or based on certain tiebreakers, you're sitting right outside of the playoffs. And that's where we're sitting at right now. The Rams are the seventh seed in the playoffs, and the Saints, with the same exact record, are the ninth, and they're out of the playoff. So neither team can afford a loss here. Uh, this is I won't say for all the marbles, but the time is winding down week by week. You cannot afford any lacks in error, and you need to win every game. So I expect both of these teams to come in prepared, ready. Both have great head coaching. Oh, when Sean Payne's not the Saints anymore, but Dennis Allen's no slouch. But both teams always come prepared. They got arguably one of the better defenses in the league in the Saints. Earlier this season, we were screaming one of the best. Now they kind of look a little bit more banged up. But the Rams offense since week 12, arguably one of the best offenses in week 12. So one of the top defenses going up against top offenses here. How do you feel about this Rams Saints matchup?
Oh, this game matches up very, very well with each other. Good offense versus a good defense. Like you can't ask for nothing. You can't ask for nothing more, nothing less. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be another one of those primetime games that are good. Not because these teams match up very well, not because like they just have something to fight for. They're really trying to do they're both really trying to get into the playoffs, and they know that they can't fuck up right now. So both of these teams are going to come in fired up. Both of these teams are going to come in ready, and both these teams I feel like are going to make very are going to try to minimize the mistakes. So this is what's going to make this a really good game on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, I do. It is in Los Angeles. I think that plays a big factor. Also, just because the Saints are whoever is at home this game, I feel like it's gonna have that home factor for real. Because I think the fans, no matter whether side is on, it's gonna be real loud, especially with all the implications going on. With all that being said, though, there's no real notable injuries coming into this week, other than the Saints do have Chris Olave, who didn't play last week. He is still questionable. It is short week, but he was game time decision for Sunday. So I would assume come Thursday, a couple more days of rest, he will be playing this week. So it is a boost for the Saints. They need that because they did score points last week, but Derek Carr, Chris Olave, I mean, that's been a real connection all year. And they
Yeah, I
already
mean,
don't have Michael Thomas. Why I forget to bring that up? Michael Thomas is still on IR. So
but when do they have Michael Thomas? But I mean, I just look at this game as the Saints have to come in ready to prove something. Like they know they have to have seen that the Bucks just dropped 4 touchdowns, so they have to come and look at this Rams team as you're a very beatable team, and we're the team that can do it. So it's up to them. I think this Rams team is can show promise on offense with Kyron Williams, with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford looking decent. And I keep forgetting to check the O line stats and everything like that. I keep forgetting every week. I tell myself I'm gonna do that to see the rankings and everything. But I haven't heard too much about Matthew Stafford getting his ass killed this season. So the
it's not the
Rams
best O line, but it's way better than last year. It's like as long as you're middle of the pack now, it's a huge upgrade.
backs. So we'll see. How do you think this game's gonna play out?
So I I'm leaning towards the Rams here, just because this body of work in the last 5 weeks. Uh, Saints are 2-3, 2 wins coming over the Panthers and the Giants. Two teams that aren't going to score a lot of points. You can play great defense, play real physical because you don't have to expect a deep throw over the top from Tommy DeVito or Bryce Young, really. But then you
Facts.
had the 3 weeks prior to that was a loss to the Lions, a loss to the Falcons, and a loss to the Vikings. And then you go to the Rams, they're 4-1. Like I said, since week 12 after their bye, they've been playing some of the best football out of all teams. One loss was the overtime loss to the Ravens, 37-31. And then it's 28-20 last week, even though two of those touchdowns came in garbage time. It was really 28-7. Then they beat the Browns 36-19. They beat the Cardinals 37-14. They beat the Seahawks. I just think there's a couple of teams on there that are like the Cleveland Browns win, the Seahawks win. Those are a lot more notable wins over the Panthers and the Giants. And just the way they've been playing football, they're scoring 30 points on average. The Saints defense, I don't think is gonna be like they probably get maybe a Stafford takeaway, but they're not that good at stopping the run. And Kyron Williams this past few weeks has been one of the top running backs in the league, and the Rams have fed him the ball. They're not like they're letting Stafford be okay with not throwing 40 passes. They're like, fuck it, let's let Kyron touch it 25 times. And the results have been great. So I expect similar to that. And then the eat off the play action, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. I just don't think the Saints defense is going to stop this team from scoring 27, 28, 30 points. And that's enough points to beat the Saints.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the Saints team has to understand that, like, yo, we need to win. We can't give this bitch up for nothing. Like, and if they come in fired up, if they get the right speech, if they get the right, they can win this game for sure. I just think that the defense is good, but I think it still has holes. And I think a gelled offense like the Rams can find holes in that defense. And that's why when it comes to shooting that bitch out, I don't think Derek Carr can shoot it out with nobody. I think he can have good games. I think he can play well, but I don't think he can shoot that bitch out with nobody. So I'm personally going to take the Rams. I think the Saints can come in and win a game like this and fight up, but I think the Rams also have these same implications, and they also have the home field advantage. I wasn't really calculating that when I made my pick, but I was like, yeah, let's throw that in there because why not?
Why not give it a little extra?
You know what I'm saying?
No, well, yeah, so we're both on the Rams, but you can never count out the Jameis Winston motivational speech in the locker room.
Yeah, that was my. That's what I'm saying. Like this Saints team could win this game, and it would make sense for them to because they're going against because they have to deal with a Bucks team that's low key heating up in the NFC South. So they can continue to they know they have to continue to win. But the Rams also know they gotta win because they have a 49ers team in their division and they can't give up no L's right
Their
now.
only thing is the wild card, and
Facts,
they also got the Seahawks in the same division.
facts.
But yeah, no, we're actually we can't. I thought we are gonna dip out after this, but there's actually two Saturday games as well this weekend. This is back to back weeks with Saturday games.
Oh, nice.
So we're both on the Rams for Thursday night. Two Saturday games, one at 4:30. AFC North rivalry. Steelers hosting the Bengals. Steelers 7-7, Bengals 8-6, both behind the Ravens, so they both need wins to stay in the wild card. Jake Browning has lit a fire underneath these Bengals squad, whereas on the other side, Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, ghost of Kenny Pickett. It doesn't matter who you put in there, it's not working. How do you feel going into this game? And I will say, Steelers are home. Bengals are 2.5-point favorite on the road.
So it's not about how I feel in this game. It's about what I know. Because you know how I feel. I'm gonna be like, man, I think the Steelers defense is enough to get the job done. But I know that the Steelers offense is not him. I also know that the Steelers have players that are not they're not buying into the system anymore. Like it's starting to like and it's starting to look onto the field. And I don't think Mike Tomlin ever deal with some bullshit like this before. Motherfuckers not buying into the Steeler way. So like there's a lot going on with the motherfucking Steelers over there. So that's what I know. What I also do know is that this Bengals team with Blake was still trying to make the playoffs, and Jake Brown is gelling well with this team. They're going to be missing Jamar Chase with an AC because he had like an AC joint sprain or some shit like that. He's going to be gone at least this week. Might be gone again next week. But we'll see if Jake Browning can make it work with T. Higgins, Taj Boyd, Joe Mixon because they still have weapons. They just left a Ferrari at the crib.
So Jake Browning, I don't know if you forgot or not, he actually got his first start was against the not Bengals, but against the Steelers, and they lost 16-10 that game. Jake Brown didn't have a bad game, but it wasn't Jake Browning of recent weeks. It was 227, a touchdown, and one interception. It didn't we were kind of at that point where we're like, well, it's the backup to the Bengals. The defense did what they were supposed to do, 16-10. But then fast forward, now we're seeing Jake Browning come to his own. It makes me want to lean the Bengals, but now I also feel like 2.5 feels like a very short spread for like how bad the Steelers have been looking. Like, is this the trap that they're trying to set up? Because I feel like everyone's on the Bengals right now. The whole world's on the Bengals to probably beat the Steelers, but they're not taking into account the terrible towels are real.
No, that's fact. Especially if they played a close game at home in Cincy.
Yeah, like, uh, I'm gonna end up ultimately taking the Bengals, but and mainly because the Steelers they were 7-4. We're sitting here like we're the 7-4. Yeah, they have bad locker room stuff going on, but like they're winning. Now they're 7-7, three straight losses, two at home against the Cardinals and the Patriots.